Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the wrap-up of the USPA Nationals 2015, and I may proudly present our Coaches Corner participants as almost as at each meet in the past, and that is Mr. Chris Talbot. Thank you very much. Welcome here, Gary Smith and Solly Williams. So, where do we start? A lot of action here with world records and height world records. And Chris, you begin.
Well, the first thing we want to talk about is the fact that we've got a great U.S. formation skydiving team put together between SDC Core and VFS, and then the Golden Knights GKF4 for the women's event, Arizona Airspeed, and of course the Golden Knights winning 8-way. So we've got a great U.S. formation skydiving team headed to Chicago in August, and I think that there's going to be a lot of happy people next year on the U.S. team, and I think they're going to do quite well.
We are already talking about the sweep now. Let's save that for later.
You said sweep. I didn't say sweep. Don't put words in my mouth. Hey man, don't pee in my pocket and tell me it's raining, man. Come on.
So you're on record, all right?
Really? I mean, obviously we've got a very capable U.S. team to represent the United States, and we're happy about that. I think the big performance of the meet, in my opinion, despite the world record 8-way, has got to go to the Golden Knight girls. You know, and their hard work. Not just they were at the tunnel meet in Prague. They flew overnight or in a day and then competed the next day here. It's not just that. It's just the obvious dedication, the obvious hard work they put in, and to see their average climb. So I think, to me, that's the performance of the competition is the Golden Knight girls.
Solly probably has a few words about that.
Yeah, I mean, I can echo that. Mainly because of knowing how we were feeling on the Monday when the meet started. You know, you try and...
How did you feel?
We were very tired, but we had a plan. We knew we were going to be tired. We had rehearsed and talked about it, and we had an idea of how we were going to try and just look after each other and try and get through the day.
Coffee? How much coffee?
No, I mean, we try to be careful in that rather than, but I mean, the way I look at that day, we did a great round 1, we had a great round 3, and we had a great round 7, but somewhere in between there we got a little bit lost here and there, but I mean, the girls did awesome. They did fantastic to pull themselves through that day, and then, as Chris already mentioned, they managed to improve their own personal performance and their own record, so team record for them too. Yeah.
Gary, you're visiting and you're visiting and coaching at the same time, but a little bit from the outside, because the Qatar Tigers cannot participate in the USPA Nationals, obviously. So you were coaching them and you were watching the competition.
Yeah, it was a strange role really, because we were a guest team, but of course trying to keep the pressure on the team that they felt as though they were in the meet is difficult. It's really difficult. And of course then we weren't really sure what division was the best for us to be in. Into the open, we went for the advanced, but in hindsight maybe the open would have put a bit more pressure on the guys. But be it as it may, we didn't have a great meet. None of them feel happy with the meet, but it was fun to sit on the outside, especially for me to watch the 4-way, the girls. But of course airspeed rhythm battle was something that for me I would come here again to see.
So what are you seeing? I mean, you're the coach of NMP PCH Hayabusa, the defending champion. What did you see of airspeed?
Airspeed they're solid. You know, they're solid, and if you look at the 3-block jumps, for me are particularly impressive. They put the scores out there. And it was one of those that I've had contact already with Hayabusa, and they said, yeah, they have to work. The scores are there. They're solid. They did a high 25 average. And to be honest, I haven't seen round 10. I didn't watch the round 10. But the rest I've seen. And yes, there's errors here and there. But also at one stage, airspeed got away from rhythm. And then rhythm closed it a bit. And then they opened it up again. And then off they went. So I think it'll be strong. And as Chris says, they're going to be hard to beat. We will work hard as we can, and then hopefully we can stick with them and close the gap, because right now, score-wise, they're ahead of Hayabusa.
Chris, airspeed. We talked about Golden Knights 8-way and the women, and what about airspeed?
Well, airspeed, they, like Gary said, airspeed, just like the girls, have been working hard. But the reality is, airspeed did what people expect of airspeed. This is their 18th four-way national championship in just over 20 years of the project being around. That number alone, although they haven't won every nationals. I mean, that's hard enough to do. That number of 18 national championships in 22 years, that's a significant achievement. And so, quite frankly, they did what the sponsors and the fans and the skydivers expect them to do. I know that Rhythm put up a fight, and they're a great team. But as you and I have talked about, to become the U.S. national four-way formation skydiving team, at some point you have to beat airspeed, and that is a daunting task for anyone. And the way that Thomas and the guys performed, they performed like airspeed should. I mean, they performed. They went hard out the door. I mean, from round one, I mean, they did 7 points. They picked up 7 points in 2 rounds. Rhythm gave them a great challenge, but in the end, airspeed is, airspeed's, once they get going, they're tough to beat.
Rhythm beat them 2 times, so that's probably something they've never done before. 2 times in consecutive rounds. Solly, you saw the French girls in Prague. Is there any chance for France to get anywhere close to the Golden Knights and make it a competition?
Yeah, I have an example in the history of the sport in that regard where the Golden Knights lost to the French 8-way team in Emporio Brava. I'm trying to think that the World Cup in 94 it might have been. And then in 95 turned around a 30-point deficit to beat that French team. So I've seen it on the flip side where the Golden Knight team erased a 30-point deficit in a year. But obviously the Knights the female team are enjoying the fact that they're into their 4th year together. They're technically a way more sound team now, and I think the confidence is going to start to blossom there. And we joked a little bit with the French girls in Prague, and they have a mountain to climb, and we wish them the best. We hope to have a good competition. But I would imagine in a year from now they're going to bridge the gap and put some heat on us for sure.
So we're missing our VFS expert here. That's the only event we haven't discussed yet. The 4th event, the traditional event.
You can always call Martin.
Martin LeMay is here.
2 cents on the VFS.
Yeah, Martin, come over here. We need some expertise. Martin LeMay, bronze medal winner at the last World Meet with the Canadian team Evolution, bronze medal in 4-way and bronze medal in 4-way VFS. And what are you doing here anyway?
I was here, I'm here to compete in freestyle with Karin. So we trained for a week, and we're starting in a couple days. And I also shot outside footage for USPA.
Okay. And you are watching the VFS competition here, no doubt. What do you think of the performance of the US teams here?
Well, car was actually really good, especially with lineup changes. Jason and Stephanie do bring a lot of experience to their newer lineup. And I think it's going to be a fun battle when we get to the Mondial.
Are you going to be involved in the battle?
Why not? Why not? You know us, Kurt. You know us, yeah.
Again, in 4-way open and 4-way VFS, I guess.
We do have plans to continue in both events. We have not yet talked of exact plans of how, when, and where we're going to do things. This is going to happen when we're in Dubai. But as of now, the plan is to continue in both, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, anything else? That was...
Congratulations to the Golden Knights for beating the world record.
relation to the Golden Knights for the world record, that's for sure, yeah.
A jump that not everybody thought would yield a world record.
That everybody thought wasn't a world record. Well, not everybody, me. I refuse to believe it was a world record. But it was a great job. Congratulations, boys.
Yeah, the way they crept it, Matt had to do a 270 on the jump. Yeah. 270 degree turn.
A world record with a big 270.
Yeah.
It's not good for Matt. I'm glad Matt was doing it.
Last word, Solly.
It's been a good competition. Weather's been awesome. Drop zone's been awesome. Been a good time.
And I have to say, I also liked the the live coverage, the TV shows that they delivered here. Did anybody watch that a little bit? Were Regan being here and
I've seen one of them, but I haven't seen, the rest of them. I saw one.
coverage? It's getting a little bit better. It seems to be getting better, each year a little bit more and better, and it's good to see that too. All right.
Like the Sunpath NSL News, of course.
Oh, nothing can be like that. That's right. Yes. Thanks, Chris. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was it. That was the USPA Nationals 2015 coverage of the Sunpath Products NSL News. Thank you very much. Have a good trip home, guys, and thank you.